Hey everyone, I'm Ashley and welcome to my Chicago condo. All right, so right off the entryway is the entrance of my bedroom. And when you first step in my bedroom, the first thing that you notice is the amazing skyline, but then there's also a lot of great artwork in here. So right here is the first piece of Kerry James Marshall, which Kerry James Marshall is a dear artist to me. I have a lot of prints in here that feature his artwork. So we have a print right here. And then when you come in, there's a couple of other prints by Kerry James Marshall. There's one right above the bed, which I love. And then there is another right here above my dresser. It's really important for me to have a house filled with art. And it's also important for me to have specifically my bedroom to be filled with art because I don't really I don't watch television while in my bedroom. It's a space for me to sleep and rest. And so when we think about the bed and we think about the bedding too, I really wanted neutral colors. There's a lot of colors that are already incorporated in the artwork. So keeping it a neutral palette for the bedding and also for the bed frame was really important for me. Speaking of bed frame, I don't have a walk-in closet. And I realize every year that I have so many clothes. So when trying to pick out the bed frame, I ended up choosing a Castellery bed frame that has storage underneath, which I'm able to store a lot of my clothes. And then when we talk about clothes, we were able to build out a custom reach-in closet. I was just able to select some IKEA pack closets and we were able to create some a built-in look. And I'm not gonna open up the closets because it's actually a mess right now, but just framing out this entire closet, making it more tall, making it more wide was what we did, and it looks great. So when you exit out of the bedroom, we're going to enter into this very long hallway. One thing that I want to note is that this entire hallway features a lot of great artwork. Over to the left, you'll see this print over here, which I really love, by an amazing artist. His name is Calvin. I'll link all the artwork in the bio or whatever below. But you'll also notice that there's a very long runner down the hallway as well, which is actually a custom rug that has been designed by one of my dearest friends, Ian, Andrew Park, and I will also link to his website below. And so coming down the hallway, you're gonna see the entrance to the bathroom. So let's come on into the bathroom. I want to talk a little bit about making this space as functional as possible while keeping it still like up to my standard when it comes to the artsy hotel boutique vibe of the mood board that I put together for this condo. So this space isn't the biggest space. It's the only bathroom in the condo, so I needed to be strategic about the types of things that I brought into the space in order to hold all of my belongings. I will say that the vanity is the focal point of the bathroom. I needed a vanity that was wide enough, that had enough drawers to hold all my belongings, and just bringing in the natural wood elements of the vanity allow for me to play with the design a little more. We also thought about some storage for above the toilet, and so making sure that I had space to hold all of my towels and face towel was also important. So again, bringing in the natural woods. We kept the same paint color that's also in the bedroom just to keep that neutral aspect, but it was a little bit too neutral for me. So I brought in some tiling, so we did half of the wall in tile, and I really like this color here because it brings out the brown tones of the tile on the floor, and it just complements each other really well, and it doesn't make the space feel too dark. Speaking of the floor tiles, we were able to put it, not only on the floor, but also bring it up to the shower as well. And when we look at the shower and the bathtub combo, I wanted it to feel still very open and very hotel-esque. So we did not put a door here. And for the mat, I also considered the wood here and just making it feel like a spa. And so I think overall, bringing in the brass tones of the bathroom as well, just keeping common themes throughout the condo, we were able to achieve that in this bathroom. And I will beat myself up if I don't mention that I also have a really great artwork featured here by my closest friend, Lauren Davis, that really brings out some beautiful elements of color that is complementary throughout the space. So we're back in the hallway once you leave out of the bathroom. And this hallway is a quite long hallway for the space. So I wanted to use this wall space here to make it feel like a little bit like a gallery. So I wanted to feature some artwork by Studio Emo. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And so at nighttime, it looks really nice because I have this entire hallway lit up with also the lighting above the artwork. And so it gives very nice, moody vibes, but just wanted to feature that artwork as well. And then right off the hallway, we're going to come into our little bar area. I'm getting into my hosting vibes and I'm trying to create some really cool cocktails for my friends, both cocktails and mocktails. So we did this custom bar cabinet area that allows for me to house some liqueurs, and also it allows for me to store some wine here, as well as all of my little gadgets and trinkets that I need in order to make some craft cocktails. I will also say that I was able to feature a really cool cocktail book by Jalen Little, who is also a really good friend of mine. And I always reference the recipes in this cocktail book to make some really cool things. All right, so right next to the bar area is the kitchen, which is the place that I spend a lot of my time because I love to cook. This style of kitchen, the layout is the exact same layout that was once here with the prior owners. The things that we did were we created an entirely new design when it comes to the look and feel to the kitchen. So we got a new marble slab for the kitchen island, and then we wanted to make sure that the marble slab paired well with the cabinet colors. Again, bringing in those brass elements to the kitchen as well with the handles. And then what else with the kitchen? I wanted to make sure that the appliances that we decided on were high-end appliances because I wasn't able to get built-ins. And so one cool thing with this refrigerator is that if you knock on it, it lights up. So little cool elements like that were important to me. Other than that, the kitchen also features some really cool artwork as well. Combination of Derek Adams as well as Kehinde Wiley as well. And they're really cool because they're plates and it feels like it should belong in the kitchen. And so throughout the condo, you'll see that a lot of the artwork that I collect is featured here. And it feels like a small little curator collection of artwork that I'm continuing to build throughout my next years. So the nice thing about the kitchen is that it opens up to the living room, which is really great for hosting. And I'm in my hosting era right now. And so let's talk a little bit about the living room and how I have this set up. It was really important for me to have a space that felt very open and inviting. So having a situation that allowed for the living room to include both a couch, a coffee table, the rug, but still feel very sectioned off was my thinking about the living room. But before we go and talk about the couch a little bit, I want to just highlight a couple of things to the left of me. This is the only television that's in my condo, and I think TVs are so ugly, and so I wanted to think about a cute way to frame the TV without actually purchasing the frame TV, which is super expensive. So this was a DIY hack where I just purchased a Etsy frame and put it around the TV, and it works just fine. Another thing that I want to talk about is the fact that there wasn't enough clearance for me to put an actual TV console right underneath the TV because we have this door that's in the way that hides all of the like AC and just different things that I use throughout the condo. And so I needed a way to hide like my internet modem and a couple of other like strings coming from the TV. So thanks to Pinterest, I was able to identify a faux fireplace that had enough clearance in the back to hide all of those materials. And so we dressed up the faux fireplace by adding in a little mirror, and it looks really cool at night because I turn on the LED candles and the reflection of the candles against the faux fireplace is like super nice. What else? You'll see throughout the condo that you'll see different like preserved plants and also live plants, just bringing in that natural element into the condo. And if we go over this way, let's talk a little bit about the rug, coffee table design, and also the selection of the sofa. Here, you'll see that there's a continuation of a custom rug made by, again, my good friend Ian. And the rug is really cool because it's in a regular shape, which just throws in a different element of design into the mix. And bringing in those different burgundies and deep browns and neutral tones, it's just a cool way to do that through a rug design. And then looking at the coffee table, making sure that I'm continuing on with the different elements of wood throughout furniture was also important. So the wood base to the coffee table with the marble countertop, or the marble top to the coffee table, was a nice touch. And then the focal point of this is the couch. The couch, it was so hard to find this couch because I wanted to turn the second bedroom into my office. So I needed to find a couch that was also serving as a place for guests to sleep. And so this couch is a sofa bed. And I really like it because it's plush but firm enough, and it pulls out to a queen size bed, so guests can feel very welcomed and they can stay here for as long as they want. And it's also not a boring couch that's just like a white or a beige couch that's just so easy to bring into the space. This couch is a really nice, I want to say, hunter green, almost like it pulls brown colors as well. So that is the space. All right, so on the other side of the couch, we're now in the dining space slash sitting area for me to journal and read books. So let's talk a little bit about the dining space. Again, I'm trying to host as much as possible. So figuring out how I'm going to be able to see as many people without making this space feel cramped. So I got this round table, again, a wood table that seats 4, which is just enough space. And it's really nice because I centered it right in front of this window, which has an amazing view of the city that's facing east. And actually, if you look straight down this road, which is Ohio Street, you see the lake. And it's also an entryway to the beach area here, which is super nice in the summertime. Over here is my little, I call it my sitting area, because there's just certain times of the day I work from home where I just need a place to sit and collect my thoughts. And I can't always go to my balcony because it's pretty cold throughout the year in Chicago. So I sit right here, I reflect, I read books here. At nighttime, I always turn on this little lamp, and I don't know, sometimes I drink coffee here, some tea, and I love it. And I just have this stand here for me to journal, or if I'm drinking coffee or tea, I'm able to put it on that stand. And then if we're continuing to look down in the dining room area, I wanted to section off this area with another rug. So rugs are really great to section off areas. And so this rug is interesting because it's a zebra cowhide rug. I wanted to bring in some more textures and prints into the space. So, you know, just throwing this down and making sure that I still felt cozy was the way to go. All right, so we're in the last space of the house, which is my office. I mentioned earlier maybe that I work from home, and so I'm in this space a lot, like at least 8 hours a day. So I wanted this space to feel like super girly. I'm a very girly girl, and the space needed to feel like calm, inviting, very feminine. And just thinking of those words, I was like, I kind of want it to be pink, but not too pink. This is a mauve color, so it's actually like a mix of pinks and browns, and there's some like a little bit of grayish undertone to it as well. But painting this office fully pink and getting these closets to make them seem like they're built-ins was also important for me as well, because again, just using these different closets to both hold my book and just different like trinkets that I've been able to collect over the years, featuring some really cool like pieces of artwork that I've collected while traveling, and also just highlighting some photos that I just wanted to put on display here. Serves the purpose of this entire closet area. And then I work right over here. I have, you know, just the chair and my desk situation here, and it gets the job done. Sometimes I lift this up so it's a standing desk. And it's really nice because it gets the view of the city, and it brings in a lot of sunlight, and it's the perfect size for an office. I'm wanting to bring you all on the journey of what this place looks like at night, so stick around to see some footage of how this transforms from day to night.